Hey there, and welcome. If you found your way here, my guess is you're going through something pretty tough. We're going to walk through this together, and hopefully this can be a gentle guide for understanding it all and for healing. Okay, let's get into it. Let's just start right here with these words. I want you to really hear this because it's more than just a sentence on a screen. It's for that part of you that has been putting on a brave face, that's been strong for so long. It's a way of saying, I see the weight you're carrying, and I see just how exhausted you are from holding it all together. And this is probably the most important thing to remember through all of this. Right here, in this moment, you are not by yourself on this path. You are seen, you are understood. So just take a deep breath. You're in a safe space here. So, our very first step is just to acknowledge what's happening. We're not trying to fix anything or rush through it. We're just going to honor the reality of your experience, whether it's grief or complete burnout or the sharp pain of heartbreak. I know. When you're right in the middle of it, this can feel almost impossible to believe. But it's so key to what we're talking about today. The idea is that this moment, this feeling like everything is falling apart, it's not the end of the road. It's actually a threshold. It's a powerful doorway that you've been led to, a chance for real transformation. Okay, so here's where we're going to try to shift our perspective just a little bit. What if we stop seeing this as a breakdown? What if instead we could see it as a sacred process, an unraveling that actually has a much deeper purpose? Just sit with this question for a second. Let it really land. It's meant to gently push back against that story we tell ourselves about being weak or failing when things get hard. What if something else entirely is going on here? And this is what that something else might be. It's called a spiritual awakening. And what's so interesting is where it begins. It doesn't start with some flash of light. It starts in the dark. It starts in confusion, in that moment when the old way of living the life you thought you knew just doesn't make sense anymore. This is such a brilliant way to picture it. Think about a seed in the ground. For it to grow, it has to completely break apart in the dark. It feels like destruction, but it's absolutely necessary for new life to begin. So you see, you're not just breaking down, you are breaking open. All right, so if you're breaking open, what exactly is emerging? This next part, this is really the heart of our whole conversation today. We're going to get to know the different aspects of you that this whole crisis is bringing to the surface. First up, we meet the shadow. Now listen, this is not about anything evil or bad, not at all. It's simply the place where we've tucked away all the feelings we were told were wrong. Our anger, our sadness, our fear, and the most important thing to know is that these parts of you don't need to be fought. They're not your enemy, they just need you to turn towards them, to listen, and to hold them with kindness. Next, there's the wounded warrior. I bet you know this part of you well. It's the one that's been so resilient, the one that's been fighting just to get through each day. It's where so much of your strength comes from. But it is also just so tired from the constant battle. And here's the big shift. For the warrior, real courage now isn't about fighting harder. It's about having the strength to finally put down the sword and just rest. And then we have the father, the protector, right? The one who has always been the steady rock for everyone else, the one carrying the responsibility for everything and everyone. But what we have to remember is that even the strongest protectors need to be protected sometimes. Real strength isn't just about giving support. It's also about being brave enough to receive it. Does this sound familiar? The seeker? That part of you that is just desperately trying to make sense of all this chaos? The part that's asking, why? Why is this happening? And looking everywhere for an answer that will set you free. Well, that search is not a waste of time. Even when you feel totally lost, the very act of seeking is guiding you forward. And finally, maybe the most tender part of us all, the inner child. This is the little you, the one who feels small and scared and is carrying hurts from a long time ago. This part of you doesn't need a complicated plan. It's just crying out for your grown-up self to finally turn around, scoop it up, and say, hey, I've got you. You are safe now. So we've met all these different sides of you, the shadow, the warrior, the child. What happens now? Well, this next phase is about bringing them all home. It's not about picking one and getting rid of the others. It's about creating a version of you that has space for every single part. There's actually a name for this whole process. The psychologist Carl Jung called it individuation. And the main thing to take away from this is the incredible idea that you were never really broken to begin with. You were just fragmented. Healing, then, is the journey of gathering all those beautiful, scattered pieces back together. I really want you to let this sink in, all of you. The angry you, the scared you, the tired you, the strong you, the light and the dark. Every single piece belongs. You don't have to cut any part of yourself off to be worthy of love and healing. Okay, so we've explored the what and the why of all this. Now let's turn to the how. This last section is all about some gentle, practical ways to walk this path forward. Just look at how simple this is. This isn't some 10-point plan to conquer your feelings. Your only job right now is not to be productive or to just get over it. No, it's simply to rest, to stop and gently, kindly ask your heart what it needs, and then slowly, so slowly, begin to make small choices that line up with that truth. And this is the bedrock truth that this entire journey is built on. Your worthiness is not up for negotiation. It's not something you earn once you're fixed or healed. It's here, right now, in this exact moment, exactly as you are. And so, we'll leave you with this final thought. What if you just gave yourself permission? Permission to make healing your one and only priority. Not as another chore on your to-do list, but as an act of deep, radical self-love. What might change if you truly believed that this sacred becoming is the most important work you could possibly be doing?